But I want to start off for somebody. By the way, this didn't make big headlines because of all the other stuff that's happening. But on Tuesday, February 11th, Marc Fogel, an American teacher, was released from a Russian prison after being detained for over 3 years. All right? This is just another victory, guys, adding to the list of victories. Is it just me, or is it every day? Be honest. Not every day. Every half an hour, Trump is signing with his big-ass signature, and he's going, this happened. Before we came in here, I want to say 10 minutes ago, he signed an executive order getting rid of any federal funding for any school that does a mandate for COVID vaccines for children.
Good.
Hell yeah. Bro, and somebody in the office, I don't want to say any names, he's like, you think that's good, cutting federal funding for kids? I go, are you not listening to why he did it? They can get it just as long as they get rid of the mandate for putting this fun juice in children. I don't get, and the disconnect is there because people don't get it. That's a bargaining chip like it is with tariffs. But can I just go down a list really quick?
Yeah.
Bro, I can't keep up with what Donald Trump is doing. Okay, I can't.
No.
Besides, and I'm going to start really easy. One of my favorite ones out of all of them. Ban forced use of paper straws.
Beautiful.
Number 1, turtles. That whole thing was all BS. Ban transgender athletes from women's sports.
Tremendous.
Amazing. He imposed tariffs on everybody. Mexico, Canada, China.
Reciprocal.
Yeah, exactly. I love that word. Restricted gender affirming care. Reshaped the military policies and eliminated DEI. Declassified files for major assassinations. JFK, MLK. He's releasing information on 9/11.
8 days Epstein list.
Epstein's coming
8
down
days,
the pike.
boys.
8 days, boys and girls. Ending birthright citizenship. Withdrew us from the World Health Organization. Another one of my favorites. Renamed geographical locations. Gulf of America. I love it. And by the way, it's getting people in trouble if they're not saying it because you're going against the grain.
Stop dead naming the Gulf of America.
Exactly.
Stop dead naming the Gulf.
He's recognized that there are only 2 genders. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me as an American, as a freaking patriot, as a veteran, that the president of the United States has to take time out of his day and do from all the other shit that he's doing to go, guys, there's men and there's women and dudes. If you have testicles, you're not playing with the girls. It boggles my mind. It's scrambled that women, we're all the feminists. We're all the feminists when it came to that. Silent because your freaking cult would have eaten you alive.
Worse, they're completely complicit in it because it's the feminists' fault we got here in the first place.
I agree 1,000%.
You know how much time we have wasted talking about that?
I'm tired.
Vinny, hours.
Backwards. We kept
Days.
going backwards. Like
Days.
And it was a joke. Bro, when the leader... don't
Town halls and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Don't even get... Oh, my God. Don't
Even
start.
us.
Yeah.
Even us. We did so many stories on
Over
it.
and over. And thank
Over.
you for your psychotic, mentality. But I mean, thanks for the material. But what is happening?
How do
bro?
you think people are going to look at this in 100 years?
They're gonna laugh their ass off. But mind you, this happened. This is history
cycle.
repeating itself.
Yeah.
The transgender, the guys, but bro, in Roman
how you
those
destroy
days where the
soc-
senators would come in with those gold leaves and shit, they'd walk in with the hottest girl next to them. They'd walk in with the hottest guy. They'd be trans. There'd be animal hooking ups. Anyway,
it's an infection. How do you infect a society?
yeah, it's ridiculous. So the Biden, also the Biden stuff, the national border emergency. Pardons for January 6th. I mean, guys, do I have to keep going? Withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. And then his cabinet appointments. Tulsi Gabbard, Director of Intelligence, bro. She overlooks everybody. I love it. And then RFK is now leading Environmental Protection Agency. Guys, this isn't my story.
HHS.
My story is Marc Fogel. But I would like to play this video. It's a tearjerker. It's RFK saying that he prays, and look at how much he thanks Donald Trump. What a fantastic moment. And mind you, if from this building where they're sitting in, they probably planned out murdering his father and his uncle. This is the freaking building that they probably did it in, and now he has a job there. Play the clip.
For 20 years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic in this country. On August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump. All right. And he gave me...
Look at that moment.
He's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump. I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. Right. And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure. Ooh. And you are going to transform this country.
What a freaking speech, bro. When I saw it, I got choked up in my house because that moment, the history with this guy, what his family's been through, what his family has become, crapping on him and going with the Republicans and the establishment, shame on them. Embarrassing. And the guy went through everything, and now he's standing in the White House with Trump, bro. What a freaking monumental moment.
Oh, it's insane.
Insane, bro.
You know what's beautiful about this? He doesn't have to say that.
No, he doesn't.
Like, it came straight from his heart. Yeah.
20 years, bro, praying, and God sent that.
But can you believe that moment? Who would have imagined that a Kennedy, like that's the Democratic Party.
Of course, that's the whole
with
thing.
probably the most hardcore Republican in the history of this country.
Yep.
They'll be there working together to make this country a better place.
Unbelievable.
I think we're in a really good place.
What's really good for RFK is I really feel like this is a middle finger to the rest of his family who have been outspoken opponents of his when he was running for president. Do you remember on Easter when the entire Kennedy family went to the White House and took Easter photos with Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Just Joe Biden there with a bunch of kids that aren't related to him, smelling their hair like normal.
Yeah.
And poor RFK's looking at this running for president. His sister-in-law is coming out and speaking out against him. Even Jack Schlossberg, he came out and was criticizing not only RFK, he mimicked and made fun of RFK's voice, and then he's one that's out there yelling about the disclosure of the JFK files and how it's disrespectful to JFK's legacy that those files are released. That family, in my opinion, bought and sold. Why else would you not want to know more details about the death of your uncle, John F. Kennedy?
And your father?
And RFK. The establishment killed your father and your uncle. And people are like, no, I don't really want to know the answer.
Nobody wants to know.
Questions.
The people in that family that they all benefit from the people who made the money and made the name worth something, and they would be turning over in their grave right now if they saw what was going on. Like Joe Kennedy, JFK, RFK, they would hate the majority of their family right now, aside from RFK. So I mean, it's like discussing what they've turned into, and I mean they're probably going to be broken another generation or two. The rate they're going at, they've lost money since they got rich.
The family?
Yeah.
And I mean, we're talking about how insane it is that, all the Republicans are excited about a Kennedy being involved in the White House again, and the Democrats hate the fact that there's a Kennedy. But you see Trump is engaging in very similar populism to what JFK did. They're on different sides of the political spectrum, obviously, different parties, but JFK was our last populist president. And from that, maybe because of his assassination, as we talked about in the last episode, we got a line of anti-populist presidents. We got Johnson and, eventually the Bushes, who may or may not have helped pull off that assassination, culminating in Obama.
Well,
and
definitely
all the stuff
not
under
Jeb
him.
and George, because both of those guys, the brain cells between them are very slim. But George H.W., his ties with and his role as CIA director, very suspicious.
And his cousin Obama.
Which is true.
They're related.
Have you ever seen that family tree? It's super weird.
It's weird. But I want to get to the story really, really quick, guys, because I mean that's such a moment. I had to talk about it. So Marc Fogel, and he's been, it was in the fog of all the news. He was locked up in 2021 for carrying medical marijuana. He was just released for a prison swap with Alexander Vinnik, a Russian cyber criminal. Okay, stole a bunch of money, whatever the hell he did. Okay, get it. Now let's rewind. 2022. Do you guys remember when Biden pulled off the most pathetic trade in the history of I think it's even worse than when the Boston Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees for money for a play. Do you guys remember that horrible shit? Guess who we got back for our trade? Remember that one? Brittany Griner.
Yep.
Okay?
Definite female.
Man, I forgot
You
about
remember
that.
this? So she got arrested she got carried weed. She had a weed pen. In return, guess who we gave up? Victor Bout. He was a global arms dealer. And guess what his nickname was?
Merchant
of Death.
The guy who inspired the movie Lord of War with
That's
Nicolas
him!
Cage
Yep.
for a female basketball player.
Yeah, and then, dude, by the way, he fueled wars. He sold weapons to terrorists. And then Biden was like, just we just want bring back because the WNBA is so popular here. But hey, just to give you guys a little backdrop on Brittany Griner, she's Mrs. Anti-American, BLM supporter, defund the police supporter, an advocate. In 2020, she once said this, and I quote, "I honestly feel we should not play the national anthem during our season. That's who Biden bent over backwards to rescue. Meanwhile, this dude has been rotting in jail for freaking 3 years, and they left him in here because you know what? She got the DEI treatment, okay? Because God forbid a black lesbian female stays in Russia in prison. Forget it. This guy, they could have done the same at the same time.
Yeah.
Done the same swap with this guy. Because the guy that they got rid of, the first guy, Victor, he's a cyber criminal. It's not the merchant of death.
Yeah.
It's a nerd.
Well, they never even mentioned this guy. Like, how often have you heard this guy's name since he got arrested?
Which one? Oh,
The guy that just got
Marc
freed.
Fogel.
Oh, nobody cared about
yeah,
Mark.
nobody was
Nobody
talking
gave a
about
shit
it.
about him.
Yeah, well, you remember Biden did other prisoner swaps with Russia as well. He got back Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich.
Yeah.
He also got back Paul Whelan, the former Marine
Yeah.
who was locked up there. Those two guys were on espionage charges.
Yeah, they're spies.
But the whole time, Marc Fogel, nobody mentioned him. He
No.
sat there alone.
Allegedly spies.
Allegedly,
So, right.
yeah. But just like with the Brittany Griner and Marc Fogel, it was completely trumped up charges. But stop bringing weed into Russia.
Yeah,
if you go to Russia, even if you have a medical marijuana card, just leave it because they're going to send you to prison.
Yeah.
So
And
knock it off.
And if you're,
if you're in Russia, it already sucks. It's cold, right?
Yeah.
Why does anybody care if you're getting high? Does that really matter if you're in Russia?
You know why? Because Putin doesn't want none of that crap coming over there. None of that. And by the way, you think that just add the fuel to the fire for him? He's like, oh, you have weed and you're a lesbian? The dude that's no. He's like,
What do you think he dislikes more?
Yeah, he was like,
drugs or
we
gay?
have it. We have bring in prison. So guys, I want to show a video. This is the video on the run. Yeah, this is it. Nat, this is him. I believe this is him showing up at the White House to meet Trump. Can you play this video? Look at that. With the flag like a gangster.
Yeah.
Like an OG.
I believe he
It's
was also
snowing. That's a cool
Oh,
photo.
what a shot, huh?
He was
Look
also
at that.
holding a domestic beer, I think. He was later on.
Dude, look how sick that is, bro.
That's so cool.
What a moment. Bro, 3 years isn't like, 6 months.
Wait,
What a
so
moment.
He was in a Russian labor camp for 3 years. You'd have to imagine that's pretty cold. Then you fly home, you're finally on American soil, and it's also freezing cold when you get off the plane there.
Yeah, and then show the next one. It's his speech, my love. He's inside the White House, and he just gives Trump credit where credit's due.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now. And I want you to know that I am not a hero in this at all. And President Trump is a hero. These men that came from the diplomatic service are heroes.
Obviously, a very emotional.
Bro, yeah,
Fogel
that's
there.
good. Now, like, guys, like, they're just, like, people don't realize. Can you imagine? You're in another country. They got you. You don't know when the hell you're going to get out. Meanwhile, Biden is playing this whole, getting out certain people. And it's like, bro, this is the definition of real, no joke, BS leadership. This is, it's unarguable. You can't argue with me that the difference from 4 years at what we have with this guy, non-existent. And it's a fact. He made no decisions were made. It was Blinken. It was Obama. It might have been a sprinkle of Hillary. Might have been Jake Sullivan. But bro, it was just a bunch of
sprinkle of Hillary.
a sprinkle of
Globalists unite. Like, you ever see? You remember Captain Planet?
Yeah.
You guys probably don't.
No, I
remember
wasn't
that joke.
alive.
Okay. You don't gotta say it like we're super old.
I mean, yes, Rob's old as hell, but I know what Captain Planet
Yeah,
is.
okay, thank you.
Rob's not
Connor,
old as hell.
doubling
I'm
down
older
on
than
the
Rob.
dickness. They used to all put their hands together and go, Planeteers unite, and then they do cool things. But the globalists do the opposite. They all put their hands together, like, destroy humanity.
Yeah,
That's what happens.
Comet Pizza and hang out there. But yeah, it just guys, it's just I'm happy that he's home. It's just, bro, we are living, for everybody that's listening to this, everybody that's watching this, I don't know what time you're gonna watch it, whenever. We are living in such an amazing freaking time right now. This guy has been through so much shit, and it's not for him. Listen, everybody's gonna say it's for himself. He's a billionaire. Yeah, by the way, he's conceited. He wants the spotlight. Yeah. So do all actors. So do comedians. So we all want to be in front of people. We all want to be loved. You want to be noticed. But the shit that he's doing, He talked the talk and he's walking the walk, and we are seeing it. And you know what? The growing pains are meant to all the people, Brandon, that are like, because it's going to happen. CNN, Elon Musk is this, Trump is doing this, Trump is that. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's hearing your cries anymore. We're over it. The train has gone, and we're not looking back to be like, what does Kate Collins have to say from CNN? Nobody gives a shit.
Get in, mother.
Well,
It's
nice
over.
it's nice to know that he cares though, because I mean, like, I legitimately like didn't feel comfortable like traveling outside of the U.S. with Biden as president. Cause,
Ever.
like you wouldn't feel comfortable knowing Biden would have your back if something unfair happened to you.
Unless if you were a lesbian
Again.
basketball
even
player.
somebody they cared about though. Look how long that took. That took like over a year.
It took a year too.
And look how effective Trump is. You know,
And-
he got the kid from North
and the
Korea back
people who-
pretty soon too. Like,
Fact.
like he came back brain dead though.
Yeah.
Because like
Brandon,
he was there for
and
years.
not even space is safe. People got stranded in space.
Oh yeah, we still got 2 people up there still.
I know you guys are laughing, but today they were like begging to get help. The news article was like astronauts stuck in space begging to go home. Can you imagine being on a plane ride that never ends? That's got to be horrific. And I know. Okay, you're laughing. I actually feel horrible for these people, and nobody's even talking about it.
And I want to go to the next story. Connor, all right.
But Vinny,
Listen,
it's
are
good.
they hooking up?
Yes,
up
yes.
there? Are
No,
they?
they're not.
Yes, they are. Are you kidding me?
There has to be a bathroom or something where there's no camera.
There's two of them.
But can you imagine? This is so
do you
disgusting.
even-
I don't even know if I want to say it. Can you imagine? She's like, "Hey, what were you doing over there?" You just see something floating, and she's like, "You sick bastard!"
Vinny, but before we close,
Yeah.
there's something beautiful, very symbolic of this. Not about
Not about the floating
not about
kids.
floating stuff in space.
Space jizz.
But
Fred, everybody else was
It's
saying
like
it without
Space
saying
Jam
it.
over here.
Fred,
Space
it's like
jizz.
no,
space.
but Vinny, I think it's beautiful that he walked in, and this should be a requirement. Because if you're from other country and you get stuck in Russia, you're shit out of luck.
But you're done. What do you-
You're
you're
done.
never gonna.
It's a wrap.
There's no
It's a
diplomatic
wrap.
nothing. You're
So
finished.
I think it should be a requirement for people that are freed by freedom, by the
Yeah.
United States of America. That flag means something.
He's gonna
all
get a
right?
tattoo on him.
No, that he's wearing the flag.
Oh, I love that. I'd say
Yeah.
if we save you, you're getting that tattoo on your neck. I want to see the flag on your neck.
Yep.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm so freaking happy. But
brought
anyway.
back by the United States.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
America.
yeah. Made in the USA. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.